There's a moment in a man's life where discipline is no longer enough, where the structures he built begin to creak under the weight of the truth rising up inside of him. And suddenly, silently, he feels it. The underworld calling. Not a place, a phase, a confrontation. This is the moment after the threshold, when life is no longer asking you to wake up. It is demanding that you descend. Most men never go willingly. They cling to order, to routine, to what they've built. But initiation has no interest in your comfort. It has one purpose: to take you to the place where nothing false survives. Every ancient culture understood this. The underworld is not punishment. It's a purification. In Greek myth, heroes descended into Hades. In Tibetan Buddhism, wrathful deities confronted the seeker. In Hindu Tantra, the cremation grounds were the real classroom. In indigenous rites, boys were taken from the village and stripped of their identity. Why? Because a man cannot rise while he is still avoiding himself. The underworld is where your excuses die. All of your masks fall apart. Your strategies break. Your illusions dissolve. Where your old identity is completely burnt away in the fire of what is actually true. And this is where your real work begins. Before the descent fully begins, every man faces the same gate: avoidance. Avoiding our pain, our truth, our unfinished past, our father wound, the shame that we pretend we don't carry, the habits we swore we'd stop, the addictions lying under every "I'm fine." The underworld opens the moment avoidance stops working. You know this moment. Every man who finds this channel knows this moment. When distraction stops. When numbing doesn't work. When your old life stops containing you. When silence becomes loud. And there's only one direction left. Down. Down the slippery slope. Down the deep and dark descent. The descent isn't always dramatic, but it's always honest. It's the moment you realize, I cannot negotiate with myself anymore. This is the masculine truth modern culture avoids. A man becomes dangerous the moment he stops lying to himself. Not violent, not reckless, dangerous, because he becomes integrated. He knows what he wants. He knows what he refuses to tolerate. He stops pretending. He stops outsourcing responsibility. He stops hiding from his shadow. This marks the beginning of masculine sovereignty. But sovereignty is not gifted. It is earned below ground. Down here, a man meets what he has avoided for years. The weak parts of himself that he disowns. The angry parts he suppresses. The grieving parts he never allowed to fully be there. The jealous parts. The needy parts. The violent fantasies. The terrified child which hasn't been held and acknowledged. The numbing, addicted adult. The part of him that sabotages everything good. You do not kill the shadow. You integrate it. You turn the chaos into fuel. You turn the fear into clarity. You turn the grief into direction. You turn the anger into boundaries. You turn the loneliness into strength. This is the real masculine curriculum. Collapse was never the enemy. It was always the invitation. The underworld is where collapse becomes initiation. Everything you thought was failure. The panic, the numbness, the addictions, the breakages, all of these were the preparation for this stage. You are not broken. You are being disassembled. Because a man cannot build a new architecture on top of a foundation made of lies. At the bottom of the descent, one question always awaits. Who am I without my avoidance? Most men never answer it. They run back to sedation. They rebuild the same life. They repeat the same relationships. They live the same cycles. But if you answer this question honestly, you begin to finally rise again. Not quickly, not comfortably, but correctly. The underworld was never meant to keep you. It was meant to shape you. And when you're ready, the path opens up and appears again. Our next video will take you into the next stage, the reconstruction, where a man builds a new identity with discipline, devotion, and direction. You descended. You met yourself. Now you rise differently. But only if you choose to. Subscribe if you're walking this path. Men like you do not come this far by accident.